Hey, good Friday evening, everybody. Welcome back here to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. My name is Hunter. New data has come in and heavy snow is expected as we go through the month of December. Who could see the heavy snowfall and who could see the cold weather? We're going to be highlighting those details in this evening's update. So make sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the YouTube channels. We walk you through the weather patterns step by step through the month of December, especially across the United States, but we cover all of North America here as well. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. You can follow along on Facebook as well, and you could follow there. The link will be in the description down below the video, also pinned to the top of the comment section down below the video for my Facebook page. So hopefully everybody's had a wonderful week out there so far. Finally, it's Friday, and let's get into the weather forecast. Let's look here at the snow and ice cover across North America. Very interesting here. And a statistic that I came across was in blue, that's your snow cover, by the way, ice is orange. Statistic I came across was that 45.4% of the United States is currently covered with snow. That has not happened in 20 years. You go all the way back to December 5th of 2005 to see a similar size snowpack across the United States. The only higher snowpack we saw between now and then was actually 2003, which had 45.7% of snow cover across the U.S. on the date of December 5th. So that's pretty intriguing. The highest snow cover that we've seen in the United States in 20 years since 2005. And that tells you that we have a lot of winter yet to go, and it's a different winter this year. In fact, we look at the snowfall we've seen to date. This goes all the way back to Wednesday, October the 1st of 2025. And notice we've seen a lot of mountain snow out west here, really favoring the northern part of the Rockies. We've seen some bigger, major winter storms early on here. Remember that late November snowstorm across the Midwest that brought over a foot of snow in parts of Iowa, even up to 20 inches almost in some areas. And then we saw the big lake effect snow machines with those lake effect snow bands, and New England has seen some pretty heavy snow. So a lot of folks have seen snow this winter, and if you haven't yet, or you've seen little snow, there's still plenty of time for this to change. And let's dive into the data. We have more snow on the way here this evening. We got those lake effect snow bands up here across portions of the Great Lakes. Our next system, we turn our attention to the Pacific Northwest. As we go into the evening, this is going to be spreading some heavy mountain snow for our friends there in Montana, down into western and central Wyoming, Salt Lake City there in northern Utah, and then getting into the Denver area of northern Colorado. And we're going to see that continue into your Saturday morning commute. So make sure you have the snow tires on if you're heading out west across the Rockies. And then as we go through the day on Saturday, a snowstorm is going to start to gather here across South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa. And some of this snowfall could come down at a pretty good clip, ½ inch to an inch per hour into the Sioux Falls area, stretching over there into, say, Storm Lake and Des Moines, Iowa, Ames, Iowa. And then that is going to be pushing eastward into eastern Iowa, southern Wisconsin, and northern Illinois as we go into Saturday after dark. Areas of Des Moines, Waterloo, La Crosse, down to Prairie du Chien, Rockford, Illinois, Madison, Milwaukee, and Chicago will all be included on this on Saturday night. And it's a fairly steady snow, and then that pushes over into Michigan, northern Indiana, and into northern portions of Ohio. So our friends in Traverse City, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Kalamazoo, Fort Wayne, Toledo, and Detroit will all be enjoying some snow as we wake up Sunday morning and going into the Sunday afternoon time frame. And then that will be pushing into New England. So areas of Buffalo, Erie, Pennsylvania, going into Watertown, New York, Albany, Concord, New Hampshire, those areas could start to see more snow into Sunday evening. So a winter storm is on the way. And here is the snow totals that go through Monday morning on December 8th. And you can see very heavy mountain snow here out west. There's that Clipper system track that we always talk about, those Alberta Clippers. That is what this is. And it could bring a quick shot of some shoveling and plowable snow across the Midwest, Great Lakes, and New England. So to break it down for you, here's the mountain snow out west, and this is going to come in earnest here, over a foot of snow in many areas. So the ski resorts out west here in the Rockies will get a nice replenishment of snow as we go through the weekend. And then looking at the Clipper system here in the Midwest, the big winners will be northern Iowa, southern southern Minnesota into southwest Wisconsin, where a solid 3 to 6 inches of snow is likely. In fact, there are winter storm warnings that have been hoisted here in northern parts of Iowa in pink, and then in the surrounding areas in purple. Those are winter weather advisories where hazardous to dangerous travel may be possible as that snow begins to pile up here heading into the early part of this weekend. And I do feel those winter weather advisories and those winter storm warnings will be extending a little further east as we go through northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and into northern Indiana, Michigan, northwest Ohio as we go through the latter half of the weekend. And then it extends up here into New England, areas there in New York State, into northwestern Pennsylvania. So those primary areas you look for snow: Erie, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York, Watertown, Albany, Concord, New Hampshire, Portland, Maine. Those areas could be seeing a good squeezing out of moisture there in the form of snowfall as we go through the Sunday time frame. Now, our cold air source is still the tropospheric polar vortex, still setting up shop here over the Hudson Bay in Canada. And look at the next plume of cold air that comes southward this weekend, especially favoring Sunday morning into the upper Midwest. These purples, those are temperature anomalies, 30, 35 degrees below normal for December 7th standards. And we look at that high pressure, that is a 1031 high over fresh snowpack, over our fresh snowpack that we are going to be seeing Saturday evening with our new snowstorm, and the snowpack that's already on the ground from previous major winter storms already this season. Light winds, that is going to be a recipe for a cold Sunday morning. So if you're heading out to church services Sunday morning here, especially in the upper Midwest, make sure to A, bundle up, and B, dress in layers too, because it is going to be very cold. Wind chills could be as cold as 30 below zero, especially into Minnesota there. Even sub-zero wind chills getting down into northern Iowa and southwest parts of Wisconsin. You can clearly tell where the snowpack is and where it isn't, because south there into southern Missouri, that's where the freezing line is. So St. Louis won't be too cold, but you go a couple hours north from St. Louis, say into Dubuque, Iowa, that's where we're going to be talking about those 0 to sub-zero type of wind chills Sunday morning. So make sure to bundle up there. Heading into next week, this is week 2 of December, Monday, December 8th through Friday, December 12th. That cross-polar flow will continue. Remember, we have deep snowpack up here in Canada as well. It's not just limited to the eastern U.S., so that colder air is going to be just enhanced, kind of like a freezer over that snowpack going into next week. And there's our temperatures, very cut and dry. Got the cross-polar flow, very cold air in southern Canada, translating into the eastern U.S. The ridge that's hanging out here across the west is actually going to be giving us warmer than normal temperatures, and in some cases the Pacific Northwest 25 degrees above normal heading into next week, again between Monday December 8th and Friday December 12th. Now we're looking at the active storm track. Every 48 to 72 hours we're going to be seeing a clipper system coming from Alberta or Saskatchewan, and these are going to be quick hitting snow systems across the northern United States. You can see one as we go into early week, another one midweek, and then yet another one as we go into late week and into next weekend. About 3 to 4 of them, and that is going to be coming every 48 to 72 hours. So make sure to polish up those shovels up to the north. You're going to be needing them here from time to time, and the GFS model is actually in good agreement with the European model. Now, the track of these are a little bit hard to tell because each one of them will impact the next track, right? So this could be a little bit further south each time, could be a little bit further north each time. This will wobble a little bit, but here's the European model for snowfall, and again, it does favor the upper Midwest. Much of the Great Lakes, it'll reactivate the lake effect snow, and then up into New England as well. But look at British Columbia, folks. I mean, we're seeing feet of snow, Vancouver, all the way up there into the higher elevations of British Columbia and Western Canada, the Northern Rockies, seeing feet of snow. GFS model in good agreement here as well with that track. Upper Midwest, Great Lakes with the lake effect snow and the clipper systems. And then again, more mountain snow out here across British Columbia and into the Northern Rockies. The national blend of models. This is a blend of all the computer weather models that put together into one map. And you can see it does favor the mountain snow out west, including Western Canada and British Columbia. There's the clipper system track. And there's the heavy lake effect snow machine as well, really starting to amplify going into the middle of December. Now we take a trip to the 500 millibar layer of the atmosphere, because that is what we look at for the polar vortex sometimes. And you can see the main lobe of the polar vortex will be over here in Asia by a week from today, which is Friday, December 12th. When we go to the following Friday, even after that to Friday, December 19th, notice we see a big stretch of the polar vortex, and if not a displacement of the polar vortex back to North America. And And this is a cold look. So if you want cold, you want snow, and especially in the north, that's what we're looking at as we go into week 3 of December, December 14th through the 21st, just a few days before Christmas. Cold air across western Canada, deep snowpack enhancing that colder air, including the upper Midwest. Just think, we got a lot of these clipper systems coming through. That's only going to add more snow to our already deep snowpack, so that's going to make it even colder, while that pesky southwest ridge is going to remain locked in place here through the 3rd week of December, and that is going to keep us a little bit milder, although there will still be some cold shots out west at times. Here's the snow probabilities of over an inch here going between now and a couple of Fridays from now through Friday, December 19th. In the maroon red, that's a guarantee. You have a 100% chance. Notice the sharp cutoff, though. Further south and west you go, closer to that ridge, that is going to squash your chances for snow. How about 3 inches or more? And notice it's the northern Rockies here, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, New England, and southern Canada feasting off the snowfall going through week 3 of December. Now, things can change. We're going to keep you up to date on the latest weather information, but that is the latest data that has come in this afternoon and evening that I did share with you. So that's all the weather talk I have for you today. Join us back here tomorrow as we talk more weather and new data coming in each day. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and share the video, and leave a comment down below in the comment section. What do you think about this upcoming winter weather pattern? Are you a cold and snow lover, or do you like a lot more rain and warmer temperatures? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you all in the next video.